How are you doing, man? Good seeing you.
Don't mind him. He don't bite too much.
You know, I'm looking for some really rare parts, and I was hoping you might be able to help me out. I came up this way actually on the search for an extremely rare bike, but it kind of led me to Ringwood, Illinois, and the legendary Maury.
His place was what all motorcycle shops used to be 40, 50 years ago. There weren't 20,000 square foot boutiques like you see nowadays. Anybody had a bike shop. It was in a small shed on the side of the road, and that's all you needed.
Maury's reputation was far and wide. Northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, which was really a huge hotbed for motorcycling with its proximity to the Harley-Davidson Motor Company in Milwaukee. You know, he was a magnet for that old stuff. There's some real dangers in what we do. If you have rare, valuable things, sometimes people want to take them, and sometimes disaster strikes. Example being the murders of Maury and Ruth.
They were harmless people who couldn't have hurt anybody. They were in their 70s at the time. It was a pretty crummy situation.
That crummy situation began on a sunny spring morning in 1993 when Maury Gauger's body was found in a pool of blood and motorcycle parts. 2 hours later, Maury's wife Ruth was found dead in another barn. Both their throats had been slit. You know, two legendary, very harmless people that fell to a brutal murder were something that resounded in the motorcycle industry. With very little evidence, Gary Gauger was charged with the murder of his parents.
The interrogation lasted 18 hours. The police became very abusive. They told me they had a stack of evidence against me. They told me I hadn't passed the polygraph test.
The son that was convicted of the crime was eventually released from jail. 1 year after Gary's release from prison, the answer to the question of who killed Maury and Ruth Gauger came from the same motorcycle community that they served and adored.
Maury and Ruth were, they were murdered on their farm by the outlaws.
In 1996, outlaw motorcycle gang members on trial for racketeering confessed to the Gauger murders. In their testimony, they told authorities they were after paper bags filled with large sums of money they were convinced the Gaugers had hidden on the farm's many outbuildings. You know, I think whenever you collect anything, there's always people that have their eye on what you do, and you know, personally, I expose myself to a lot of that. I don't really think about it too much, although I keep a pretty good eye on everybody who walks in that museum.
Hey Velocity fans, if you like what you just saw, please subscribe to see more great videos.